So this is my old lithium battery. It's 120 amp hour. It's been here for a while. It's pretty good, but with the misses we draw a fair bit of power. So I'm going to disconnect this one. I'm going to put in the 220 that I just got from FPV batteries, and I'll show you how to do it. So we just got to disconnect sort of any power coming in. So when you take these off, if they fly down and touch anything, they won't spark or cause any issues. So for me, all I've got to do is unplug the DC to DC charger, and that will cut everything out except for the power in the battery here. So I'll just unplug that, undo these, undo that, job done. For your setup, it might not be as simple as unplugging an Anderson plug. That's fine. You might just have to disconnect it at the front battery or any other power sources. So now I've unplugged that, there's no power going into the battery. I'm taking the strap off, undo each side, and this should be able to lift straight out. So we've taken it out now, just disconnected each side. I'll just sort of show you. So these are the two batteries I had. That's me 120 compared to the 220. Now, form factor wise, it's only a tiny bit taller. Yeah, the same this way, but just the tiniest bit taller. So FPV have done an awesome job at fitting 220 amp hours into that, considering this is 120. So putting the two side by side, you can see that size wise, they're not much different at all. Here's another little comparison to a lead acid battery I had sitting around. So it is still, once again, a tiny bit taller, and maybe a teeny bit longer, but the amount of power that you get out of this compared to that is extraordinary. So you can pretty much use most of the 220 amp hours. If you do draw it all the way down, they're guaranteed for a certain amount of cycles. I'll look up on the website exactly how many, but yeah, comparison wise, that to that. Obviously this is heaps lighter as well, like that is fairly heavy. And this one's definitely nowhere near that heavy. So that's the battery back in, strapped down, it's not going anywhere. Pretty much now all I have to do is connect the battery back up, make sure you get it, get the polarity right. But the terminals are on the opposite end for this one. On my last battery they were on each side. So hopefully they reach. And then I can go get some battery covers and put them over the top. Should be good. So that's my battery reconnected. You just want to make sure when you do these up you don't over tighten them and break your little thread loose. But I had to put a longer bolt in here just because of how many terminals I have there. Then they run down into their fuses, so that's cool. I'm going to put some more zip ties just around that. And then I've just got to reset my battery monitor to monitor the new amperage. So there we go, that's the FPV 220 amp hour installed in my setup. I cannot stress enough to make sure everything is fused. Now that's all that's left, is I got to plug in the DC to DC charger and we're good to roll. Make sure your positive is your positive, your negative is your negative. You don't want to reverse the polarity on anything, but there we go. That's my 12 volt setup up and running again. So fuses, shunt, that's where the DC comes in. Got the 220 amp hour battery in here now. It's all up and running on the screen. Light that up, there you go. And I'll just throw the charger on there for good measure and make sure it's fully charged up. And then with the charger that you get with the pack, connect it right polarity into your charger. You plug your charger into the lead, get this going. That's plugged in, lights up red so it's charging, and that light goes green, means the battery is fully charged, and I'll just update the battery monitor to go with it. So we'll leave that on charge, and that's the install done. So if you want to check out any batteries, we got FPV power. That's, as I said, I got the 220 amp with the 20 amp charger, which is great for if I'm at a powered campsite. I can just throw the charger on the top and charge it. And yeah, that's it. We should have pretty good power now. I'll put the specs for the battery over the screen, and you can check it out online. There you go, lit up green, battery's charged. Hold the up arrow just to reset it to 100%. And we're good to go. So the reason I upgraded to the 220 is a fair few things in the canopy. So I've got this upright fridge, a drawer fridge, we got the oven, you know, I got 12 volt, we got lights. I've even got an inverter just over there on the wall. So when me and the missus go away, we use quite a fair bit of power. but it's just so that when we go away for longer periods of time, we can sort of go without having to recharge. I do have a solar panel on the roof, but it doesn't put in as much as we use. So yeah, I've got this we've got the inverter, we've got all the 12 volt stuff, so it's nice to have a big battery in there that will sort of run for a few days without having any issues. So that's why that's me set up, and yeah, check them out.